I haven't pressed on record.
What?
Good thing we realized that early. But anyway. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Refresh Step where you recover yourself for the main step. I'm your host for today, tomorrow, and the possible future, Theodore Lu. And I'm with the Auto Battler in the UK and at Battle Spirits English Wiki, Ayumu Seiki.
Hello.
Hey, yeah. So today, the first thing that happened is that I accidentally forgot to press record, and I just went on and how to put this, had kind of like a profound 5-minute-ish story of me losing to my desires, and then a restaurant nearby, a local restaurant, basically saved me from like engorging dirty chicken wings, because I know that they serve like half of fried chicken for like half the price. And then I think at this point I just wanted to eat like the crispy skin with sauce, so I guess that would do.
He's lying. He actually recorded for 2 hours. He's undermining it. Well, actually, no, we talked for 2 hours. And then he forgot to record.
We talked for 2 hours unrecorded because God forbid we're having like normal conversation like normal friends.
We're not friends, Theo.
We are just business partners.
Exactly. Keep those socks on.
Oh my god, why do you remind me of that? I think like it's either a dating site or just basically just a PSA, but like basically they kind of like just put on like this ads everywhere of like two pairs of feet, and then like they both have like socks on, and then like keep the socks on. So the socks must go, but the other thing must come on. Yeah.
Stop sipping your coffee.
Yes. Because this is time gaming, so we need to do it while sipping tea. Bean tea.
Well, you're drinking coffee right now.
Yes. Coffee is just tea the more you think about it, then it. So have I told you like the one way we in Java and Bali basically make coffee, and probably in several other Indonesian region as well?
What?
It's instead of like filtering it like other like normal people, we just ground the beans like really fine, and then we just put it inside our mugs, and then we just douse it with like boiling water. So everything that what Italian stood for, that is against everything that Italian stood for in coffee, basically. But it worked for the most part. And then, of course, like I started drinking coffee, and then I was like, "Ew, what is this like grainy stuff?" So I just went to drink instant, and then I tried understanding like espresso for a while, and then it kind of grew on me, and then now I drink exclusively at least filter coffee. And that was my story. And then I realized that sometimes in life, there are times where we wanted to enjoy our coffee, and there are times in which we just needed something similar enough down our throat, and then like it will give us the placebo to get through the day. And that is why once in a while I do stock up on instant coffee as well. So just like when I really was not feeling it, I'll just put on the kettle, grab a few spoons of instant coffee, and it's going to get the job done. And like when I'm on the way, when I don't have access to bakeries and I cannot buy like coffees from that is like freshly brewed, then I'll just the one in the cart, the plastic cup ones in the supermarket, the one in Aldi, the one that is like 75 cents a glass. That will do. That will have to do for now. Yeah, that was my story. So what was your story?
What story are you expecting while I'm getting chased by a baby zombie because I've got to bring my bed?
yes, that is the kind of story that I was expecting. But like even if we wanted to get it a little bit more spicy, like do you know that? Well, actually, like do you know? I say it like do you know, like as if it's a fact, but like I see most of my friends who play Shadowverse Worlds Beyond, your brother's favorite game, they were currently feeling very very enriched because they just did a sort of like a competition, a tournament in which you can choose one of the 3 factions, and then basically the collective winner of that tournament as a team will have the character that their team represent be distributed for free to all people. So basically you will get some accessories and I think card style, so basically a skin that you can attach to your cards. Yeah.
What?
So basically you have to choose between Kwon, Fanny, and what's Choi, I think. Yeah. And then
what game are you talking about?
Shadowverse.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically they are doing this kind of like festival kind of thing. So you just have to choose one of these 3 characters.
Okay.
And then they will have some kind of tournament, and then by the end they will count the points. And then basically the team that has the character that has the most point will have their accessories. So I think like it's the leader, a sleeve, and the card skin, if I'm not wrong. Because I was just like seeing the icons, and I think that was what they represent. But yeah,
Okay.
basically these 3 accessories will be given to everyone. But now the drama is there are 2 characters. So the winner is Kwon, by the way. But
Okay.
the other 2 characters are way more popular. So I think like the problem is that the side games have introduced this event kind of like with the expectation that this will be some sort of popularity contest. So that was pretty much how the first day goes. So you basically choose a team and then you just play like lots of free matches and then you give points to your team basically by winning, of course.
Okay.
But yeah, and I think and by that extension, it's kind of like a popularity contest, right? Because if you have more people on your team, then you have like higher chance of having like more points, pretty much. So like on day 1, like these 2, like the other 2 that didn't win, they have like significantly way more points. And then on second day, basically if you went into day 2, they will pick you at random to represent your team, and then they will have like a separate tournament for that. At least that's how I understand that, because I am not being a good journalist and I did not read further into how the tournament works. But yeah, that's basically it. And then basically the people from the Kwon team floored everyone, and then as what I understood is that the point in the second day is way more significant than the first day.
Right.
So because of that,
so basically whoever's playing Kwon is too good that he wins everyone and gain more points.
Arguably. And yeah, but basically like even like setting the skills player skill aside, they feel cheated mostly because okay, it feels like they made like the first day that is kind of like the popularity contest doesn't mean anything, right? It's like okay, so now it kind of feels like okay, so it's not that a matter of like it being skill based or not, but it feels like they kind of purposefully lead the people into like okay, so you just choose the ones that you want basically. And then yeah, I mean like one is a meta deck, so so
I see.
if I understood correct, I think like yeah, it's part of the meta, right? Since you're the one who plays Shadowverse.
I haven't touched it for a while, so
Okay. Yeah, I think like yeah, but basically yeah, I think like that's all like yeah, the gap is basically the popularity contest doesn't matter, and then now it feels like okay, so like this random people, like we don't know the quality of like the random people being picked, right? Like of course the other risk of like having like more people, then you have like some people who join the tournament with like high roll decks, and then on day 1 their high roll works, and then they went into day 2, and then on day 2 they just break.
I see.
Yeah. So that's also, I think, like one of the other factors. And yeah, in the end, like even the kicker is like, okay, so now the point is the winner will have their accessories be distributed for free, right?
Mm,
So they expect, okay, so and then like the other two that doesn't win, they will be like sold normally in the store, basically.
I see.
Yep. So the kicker is you can't even like buy only for the character that you like. You have to buy all three, including the one. So basically, if you join the tournament, I think like you basically like get like the winner's accessories, right? You already have this, and then you still have to buy a bundle with the accessories that you already have in it, and this is all digital, so like it literally doesn't matter like when you have like multiple copies of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, that was an interesting time to be waking up to like Facebook posts of like my friends being angry at Shadowverse as usual. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see.
Mm-mm.
I think I saw someone complaining about Shadowverse in my server as well. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
that was what it was about.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I
Just like,
don't.
oh my god, Shadowverse like the worst digital game ever now, and then like the others just like, nah, bruh, it's still better
Yeah.
than most games.
Yeah. I think like also like it's kind of like the thing with the my gripe with German railways, right? I mean, like if you compare it to like lots of other countries, yeah, it's way, way, way better still. But like because it is what I live with, it's like no, this suck.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like yeah, like other games can be worse than this, but like it's not like you every single person on earth is like playing every single game, and then like yeah, if you don't like Shadowverse, just play other ones first. It's like I mean, like what if like that person is just like okay, so like this is you only have like one free time in a week, and then like okay, so the Shadowverse is like the one that they choose to spend it with, right? So like it's more like it kind of didn't help, but yeah.
Mm.
Also, well, what was I about to say again? I am now experiencing stupidity from that fried chicken. Turns out eating half of fried chicken really do be bringing your IQ a little bit down.
Too
Ah,
much oil.
yeah. Too much oil. Too much oil, too much flour. Shouldn't be speed of dramas though when I am not mentally fit.
Bruh.
Bruh, indeed. Yeah, let's see if anyone is still angry about that.
I mean, they probably are.
Mm-mm. Yeah, but it's just the thing with the Facebook now kind of like prioritize things that they think you'll like. So it's kind of like having having Twitter, but like you cannot turn off like the For You page.
Ah.
Yeah.
Is it what does it work like that? I actually never realized. I suppose it does, yeah.
Mm-mm. Pretty much, yeah. So basically, I will have to scroll through like 10 different stuff that I don't like just random pages that probably just post stolen contents. And then, like, after 10 of those, then I can finally find someone in my friend list. Hmm. Okay, so I found one person who summarizes his main gripe. So now, number one is like you cannot buy individual items. So you have to buy a bundle of like all three, as I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, okay, so I see. I see, I see. Okay, so he thinks that it feels like a little bit more expensive because it was supposed to. I mean, like I think like the promotion make it sounds like everything it's going to be a freebie, or like at least like
Mm.
I mean like the winner is going to be a freebie, right? So like it kind of like this is like something that they're planning to give out for free, and then like now suddenly you have to pay for it, kind of thing.
Ah, I see. It's one
Yeah.
of those things, huh?
Mm-mm. Yeah. So it's a little bit complicated. Okay,
Damn.
so this one is not about Shadowverse. This one is not about Shadowverse. Wait, was it?
What? It's about Uma Musume.
Technically, yeah.
How is it? I mean, I'm just saying it because it's also side games. So.
Oh yeah. And I am currently, that is my obsession from like 2 days ago. I was just listening to all like the Uma Musume songs. Cause I don't know why, they are just hype. Like, do they have a... Yeah.
I still only like the first opening.
Yeah, but I mean, like, even... I don't know why, but mostly because it's going what how do I put this? Like, it was meant to be sang by like more than 10 people. So it kind of sound like kind of like a hymn in a way, kind of like a... well, not really a
That's
hymn.
certainly an interesting description.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it feels like kind of like singing the national anthem, right? Especially like the game's opening. It feels like you're actually like going into the battle.
I guess.
Only the first part though, like the one where they kind of like get into the stage. And like they're like, whoa, 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 yes.
Wait, which song are you talking
That's
about?
a Girls Legend U. It's the opening for the game itself.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I haven't listened to that one, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
And then even Umapyo Densetsu, so basically that's one of like the bonus song that if you win, it's like one of the possible songs that you can play during your winning life.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was like supposed to be like a your usual like idol cutesy song, right? But like in the chorus it was like, yeah, it's like it's just hype. I mean, like there's no deeper meaning into it. It's just pure hype. I listened to that and I kind of wanted to jump and like dance to the music like with everyone. It feels like you're like watching the concert with like lots of people. I don't know how they can convey that feeling.
Well, by music.
Exactly.
And a bit of animation, I guess.
Exactly. Oh yeah, that's probably also why, because they always make like the stage like really big. I think even the live version for Girls Legend U, like they make the stage into like a 4-part like really 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 big stage where they kind of have to run around it like in each part of the song. Like damn.
Okay.
And then there's lots of lights, lot of fire and everything. So like yeah, this is just pure hype.
Still remember my first time watching actual live, and it was online because of COVID.
Oh.
It was the Hololive ones. I can't remember which year, but
Oh yeah, I think we did that pretty much together, isn't it? Or no?
together, no.
Or at least
No, we
like
never
at the
did that.
same. Well, not together. It's just I kind of wanted to watch it. You kind of wanted to watch it. We saw it at different times.
I think so.
Yeah.
Can't remember already.
Yeah. Probably the first time we kind of do that you buy I buy situation.
Huh?
But yeah, now that you mention it, like, what is my first ever live music? Cause like there are, of course, like I mean, like in Indonesia, like every party have to be like super big, right? Like there's bound to be like, if it's by a signed artist, then it's probably going to be like kind of late. Because I think like it's pretty much going to be either during Kiara Expo or because like Kiara Expo has like a pre-stage, right? And then they invited back on. So the singer for like the openings for Gundam Build Fighters, and that was during the Gundam Build Fighters era, so that was like super hype. And then the next one is like I think there is one time where I was asked by the distributor for Vanguard to kind of like help do like the tutorials. and then basically as a
Uh-huh.
payment, they gave me like the staff ID, so I can go watch the concert as well.
Nice.
Nice. Like I think like the only one that is kind of like hype because like I mean like it's any song, right? So like I really like any song that are like just hype, but like like most of them like the one that people actually like are the ones that is like really mellow, like calming kind of songs. So like okay, so like I mean like I like that too, but like I kind of wanted to shout at this point. So like yeah, and then like I think like the one that actually is like the closest to hype is like Kishida Kyodan and the Akeboshi Rockets. Which I think they said at that time they brought like this song for either High School of the Dead or Gate. So either one of those two.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are some old ones.
Yeah. They're pretty loud. I like that. But yeah. And I just closed my window because I realized that I forgot to do so. Hopefully my neighbors arguing didn't get into the microphone, but yeah.
Well, I didn't hear anything. I would have said something.
Good. But yeah. And like because all yeah, because like previously of course like we have like when if it's like unsigned singers, I guess then there are okay, so maybe if you count like indie singers, then yeah, one of the one that is pretty hype was like during my university orientation because like they did invite kind of like an indie band, and then when it comes and it was pretty hype, so I bought their CD like straight away.
Nice.
I was like that kind of like the instant fan, kind of like instant as in like instant like cup noodle, like kind of like okay, so I heard this and 3 minutes I became a fan. Yeah, because they're like a couple, right? They're like a husband and wife duo, and they yeah, so they sing mostly in English, but like especially like their stage performance, they look like they really enjoyed their time. Like there's one part where like the husband as the main guitar basically like played the guitar like over his wife, like basically so as he is hugging her like he's playing his guitar, and I don't know why it just looks really bizarre but like wholesome and cool in the same time.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, probably for me the best one is probably still how in Ave Mujika the guitarist Mujimi would actually swing her guitar around. It happens in real life as well for a few times. Also, like the voice actress literally practice for it. And then oh my god! And then there's also Kasakiko, the keyboardist, who actually played the keyboard upside down.
Damn.
That was crazy.
That somehow reminded me on that last episode of Bochi the Rock where Bochi apologizes to her dad.
Cool, yeah.
I was like, yeah, like sorry I broke your guitar, and then his dad was like, should I just buy you the I like that was super hype. That was metal, my daughter. Like, should I buy you like a one that is like supposed to be like that was meant to be snapped in half? So, like
that's meant to snap. Yeah. I actually forgot about that.
Yeah. Well, actually, he didn't offer her. He just told her that yeah. So like now, at first it was like kind of like an organic thing that the musician just did it out of like kind of like out of the hype, and then like he just snapped his they just destroyed their equipment. But like in the end, like it became so iconic that they started to he said according to Pochis that they started to produce guitars that is easier to break, so that it's going to be safer if the musician actually wants to snap their instrument in half.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Actually, no. I remember. Have you watched Zombieland Saga? And then like there was like the singer Juko who misunderstood what her producer was saying, and then literally snap his favorite guitar in half.
Yeah. When you put the word favorite, it's not going to end well. Yeah. Why did they put that idea in their head in the first place?
It's because it's something like what is it? He was trying to give encouragement to her, and then like while he was handing her the guitar, he was saying something like break it or break through or whatever, and then she took it literally and then broke the guitar.
I see. Japanese and a figure of speech. What can go wrong? What
I
can
mean, we
go
have that
wrong?
in English as well, like how I would tell you break a leg.
Yeah, break a leg. They broke a leg, but literally. Oh my god, why when you say like break a leg, I can remember like somehow like someone commenting on like a video about HIRAHIRA. So which is like the one of the most beloved Uma Musume in Uma Musume.
Yeah.
Because like Uma Musume made her like kind of like this cheerful girl that always just run for the sake of running, right?
Yeah, never gives up
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and then in the anime she's like really friendly to everyone and like basically just want to make everyone happy. But so someone in that YouTube comment kind of like reminded people that yeah, actually like the real horse kind of like don't like attention, and she will try to run from like strangers and everything. So it's like I was like at that moment I realized something. It's like, oh no, you are trying to ruin my immersion. It's as if it's an actual animal that is not supposed to live in the crowd. You made me you put thoughts into my head that that horses are meant to be running in the open by themselves or in a small group that they like. Not meant to be like fawned over by like 200 like strangers. Oh no. But yeah. And like I say that like in the Musume, I think like we also kind of like we are like kind of like the close person to the horse, right? So like yeah, of course like they will still respond positively to us. But like doesn't really mean that will be the same case with like total strangers, right? I will like Special Week literally kick her trainer on the first time she met him.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. Good old days. Good old days of what? I think like I played Uma Musume literally like once. Like before it went global.
I haven't even finished the tutorial yet.
I think I skipped the tutorial. Because like, you know, I understand Japanese to some extent. I cannot, but if you give me like a wall of text, I will not read anything.
Then you literally can't play the game because it's so complicated.
Exactly.
I think maybe not complicated, but it's a lot of things to understand.
Exactly. Basically, I just press everything that they told me to press like in the tutorial, and then once the tutorial ends, I did the gacha, and then I was like, huh, what do I do now? I think like other people will at least like search the wiki and then like okay, so now this is what you do. Like this is what at least as a beginner, then this is what you need to consider, and then like slowly you can take off the training wheels and then you can start playing on your own, just like the battle spirits. But of course at that time, I was just like that was just like a random night in which Gino was like, hey, you know this random horse girl game, right? Like, do you want to try it out? And then I was like, sure, why not? And then like okay.
And then Gino was the one who got into it.
So he also quit like the Japanese version because like of the same reason, because like okay, so now this is too much text, I don't want to read this. And then now that the global version is released, Yes.
Yeah.
Then he is like, because like I have like another group chat with like my Indonesian friends, right? And then I was like, so Gino is like actively like kind of like sharing like, yeah, this is what you do if you want to make your horse stronger. It's like, oh, he's into it. Calling out my friend now. He's like loving every single horse like a real horse. Like he's becoming like the actual like he's like becoming like digital version of like the actual like the horse guys. Like no matter what, no matter he's like I think like he is just finally like attempted to start like the career mode in which like basically the story mode of like Iowa Scarlet, like one of the starter horse.
Okay.
And like he just repeated it like multiple times until he can beat Gold Chip.
Bruh.
Well, not just any Gold Chip, his own Gold Chip.
Alright, I see. Okay, yeah.
Basically, like he make like a Gold Chip, and I'm not sure like how he's doing it, like whether he needs to like choose like his older horse and have them like fight your next horse or something.
I don't know. Maybe just about racing which one better kind of thing.
Maybe more into like the record kind of thing. Yeah, but like he finally
one more month and you're gonna see Gino betting on real horses.
No, thank goodness that's not legal in Indonesia yet. Well, here's the funny part, right? Like literally, like gambling is like illegal in Indonesia, but like we have a problem with like illegal online gambling. So it's much harder to regulate that because like most of them, while they know that Indonesian people are playing their using their service, they do offer their service in Indonesian, but they are not technically Indonesian companies. So like yeah, now it is a little bit complicated.
Yeah, what was I going to say? Well, horse racing is like one of the biggest things in Hong Kong. Like we literally have a place in Chinese, it's called the land of running horses. In English, it's called the Happy Valley because people are literally happy betting on horse racing.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Are you happy betting on horses, race horses?
I guess so. That's why it's called the Happy Valley.
Yeah, well, like I think like we have that in Germany as well. That's like that was actually like one of the first like German like long words that I kind of like deduce into like what does it mean, because like you see like this big kind of like small casino, because like Germany for some reason has like a chain of like casinos that are like small scale, that is like maybe like the size of McDonald's. And then like okay, so they have like the usual like betting, right? Like we have the sports betting, we have like the the other betting, and then like they have like this Pferdewetten, and then I was like Pferdewetten. So I think so if I'm not wrong, Pferde is horse and Wetten is betting. So like so it's Uma Musume but with real money.
Uma Musume but with real money.
Exactly.
What is this analogy? I think you got it the other way around, bro.
Pretty much, yeah. Cause like cause like one of the Uma Musume, like her like lore ability is to be able to see to other universes, and like she basically was able to see into our universe. Basically.
Wait, which horse is that?
She is called Neo Universe.
What?
Yeah, Neo Universe.
No, I can hear you. It's
Yeah.
like, what the hell? Neo Universe.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean like sometimes like the more you dive into like Uma Musume, like I'm kind of like fascinated on how they name their horses, because like previously, because I was into Azure Lane, I was kind of like becoming like a kind of like that instant fan of like warships, and I was like, oh yeah, why is it like named this way? And then like I at once I had I had the thought of like, yeah, maybe I kind of wanted to go around Germany and then like take photos of like the ship with the station names, because they kind of allow that. They kind of have that feature in game. But now my phone is full, so I can't do that. But yeah, and then now we have Uma Musume that has like names that kind of like feels kind of like a name, kind of like Majiro McQueen. And then you have, who else? Like barely anyone actually has a name that sound like a name. At most, it's like kind of like Agnes Tachyon, Agnes Digital, and then who else? And then you have like Marusensky, Aston Martin. You have Mihono Bourbon, and then it's like, oh, this doesn't sound like a name, but like it feels hype. I don't know why. Like Japanese really do know how to put like two random words together and make them sound kind of like hype.
True.
No, right? Like I was, yeah. I was like, even if you see something like slime, right? Like sometimes they will have like random like they will treat the skill names in English, but they will somehow they will treat the skill names in Japanese, but somehow they will still like have like this random English, and yeah, but like it's wrong, but it kind of works.
Yeah, I mean, it's always like just the thing of like the grass on the other side is greener.
Yeah.
Just as how we have Japanese weebs, the Japanese also has Western weebs.
True.
Who actually thinks that English is very stylish.
Oh yeah, that's also why like we have like lots of Japanese product with like English words in it.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's quite a normal thing in Japan, yeah.
Yeah. If we don't have that, we wouldn't have abroad in Japan, so I'm thankful for that. Because if you know, he built his brand into like this side that's acting like the quote unquote bad English, which is basically kind of like a genre of English on its own in a way, because it's kind of like what the Japanese, like what people will then call like kind of like the decorative English, or like in Japanese kasari eigo, in which like yeah, the meaning of the English doesn't really matter. It just needs to be there to make the product look sophisticated. Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wish that also applies in Hong Kong, but unfortunately, I think like the distaste in foreign languages is much more stronger in Hong Kong.
Oh yeah.
Like how like what is it? My mom tried to make her students to understand English because that's kind of what we often use in mass as well. And then they simply refuse. And like they even say things like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna be working in mainland China anyway. Why do I need to know English?" That kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, I mean, who do you think China do business with now? That is a very strong question, young man or lady, young person.
I don't know. I don't know who that was, but yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, like, and also I like, have I told you like when I went to that Asia Championship for Vanguard, like we have like 8 countries, so Japan, Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and China. It's like,
did you just say Taiwan is a country?
they have a
No,
representative.
Theo.
They have a representative. I don't mention that they are a country. let's not get our Tencent sponsorship
Oh God,
canceled.
Theo, you're gonna ruin your own channel.
No, Hoyoverse, please sponsor us. Oh no, Hoyoverse is a Singaporean company now. It's fine, probably.
Wait, is it?
I think like because like they have like because like I just remember that some companies, some like of the Chinese gacha companies, they kind of just to kind of like avoid like getting the same repercussions on their contents for their global version, they moved their headquarters to Singapore basically. So I think that's what happened to because like now if you search for like if you search like for an actual job and like Hoyoverse, I think like it's going to be under the Cognosphere Private Limited, if I'm not wrong, which is based in Singapore.
I see.
Yeah, and I tried to apply there, and then they asked for like a very fluent Mandarin, so I was like, fuck. I was like, fuck.
Sucks to be you.
I was like, I'm going to work in Singapore. Like, why is that English not enough? But yeah, where was like why do I? Okay, so anyway, I mean like Malaysian, Singapore. Okay, like Singaporean, you kind of expect them to speak English, right? Malaysian, after I went there, okay, then turns out it was not as good as I thought it will be. It's more like if they live in like Kuala Lumpur or like the big cities, then yes, they will be forced to speak English more. But like if they are on the outskirts, and some of my friends, they can speak English, but like not to the same degrees of like Singaporeans. Well, I mean like you can find Singaporeans that cannot speak English as well. It's not there. Yeah, it's like
thanks for that.
well, there was like a fancy there was like a fancy word for it that I forgot. But yeah, and then like
I can't really think of one right now either. No.
Yeah, and then like the Thai also like okay, so the Thai player happens to be not able to speak in English. That's why so basically we had an after party that was like initiated by like the Singaporean guy. So like okay, so basically the Japanese guy already left, so we didn't get hold of him. Also because like the fun part is like we finished our own qualifiers in our own country, and then we got invited for the Vanguard Festival to do the finals, right? The Japanese representative, however, so when we were like still like sleeping in our bed or like basically like doing shits while waiting for the tournament to start, he was in the hall like playing the qualifier for the Japan, and then like right after, like I think like he has like half an hour or like a 1 hour break, and then he has to go to the Asia final. So I was like, okay, so it's kind of like understandable that he didn't win. Like this guy has been, you put this guy in a bringer for like 5-7 rounds, at least 7 rounds, because like Vanguard following is really big, so like at least 7 rounds. And then like suddenly he just 1 hour later, you have to fight like there are people who did the same with you from other countries, but like they are well rested and well fed. Well, you probably had like one granola bar if you're lucky, or if you can get a bottle of water from the vending machine, then you're lucky.
That's crazy.
That's crazy indeed. Of course, they lost in the first round, so yeah, that's kind of like that's kind of sad. But like, I think after that he just went home because like I understand, and I think like if I am him, I would also like fuck this. I'm too tired for this.
Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah, and which is fair. Like again, he's like put into the ringer. Like that's like the most unceremonious advance in history of trading card games. Like I feel like at least they should have done like the qualifier on like Saturday, and then like do the Asia final on Sunday. That will be kind of like the last pro tour for Battle Spirit Saga as well, which I think like
that'll be way better. But like a lot of times, like companies just want to save money, and so like they just like, oh yeah, we can just do everything in the same
festival
day.
is like for the whole weekend. Like actually,
but like, wouldn't they have like other events on Sunday as well?
Yeah, I mean like they do have I mean like they have the hall to themselves for like the whole weekend. Like it's, to me it's kind of like to me it feels kind of like an oversight in a way, because then they can just like allocate like the quote unquote free events on like Sunday, but like they chose to do it on Sunday.
Right. I see.
But
Feels bad, and yeah.
exactly. And then like basically the Thai representative, he didn't feel comfortable speaking in English, so he didn't join the after party.
Oof.
Yeah, and then like there's the remaining 6 of us. Yeah, and then and then like of course with the Singapore with the Malaysian guy, like we hit it off, right? Like because we all speak English, we are like basically from like the same region. I will say country because like yeah, I mean like if I wanted to trace it back, if I want to trace it back to like to the Majapahit Empire, then they were part of the Majapahit Empire, so like they were part of us once. But yeah, they are not.
Okay, then let's chill out.
They are not at the moment, but yeah, the point is we kind of like hit it out because like yeah, we are already like kind of like also because I went to Singapore and Malaysia a lot, so we can kind of like connect one way or another. And then there's the 3 other guys. So the one, and then like for some reason,
the Chinese.
Yeah, for some reason I can communicate the best with the guy from mainland China. His English was impeccable. I think it was better than me, the Singaporean guy, and the Malaysian guy combined.
I mean, I'm not surprised because like they are very focused on education. And like, what year was that?
That was 2015.
2015. Okay. I actually I don't think the education we changed it that much now, but yeah, I mean I suppose that especially since like a lot of the Chinese aim to be businessmen, so they might be like kind of like forced or at least encouraged, by their parents and the education system to be like, you know what, learn some English as well because you're gonna be communicating with the Americans or whatever, kind of thing. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, but like Taiwanese, I'm being told by like literally an English teacher in Taiwan, that their English level just like not good. Like it's basically even worse than people in Hong Kong. Kind of thing. It's kind of like the same level you might expect from Japan. I mean, I don't know how their English is right now, but like at least from like a few years back, like I've been told that like the Japanese are still like really bad in English and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, now I mean like it's bad in the sense that okay, so they absorb lots of words in English, but anything but speaking actual English.
I think I don't know. Like I don't know if it's like it's I don't know if it's because there's like a concentrated like sample. I guess that's how you call it. Or it's just like generally they actually did improve. But like obviously if you watch like VTubers now or even like what is it, like voice actresses, like their English are pretty good right now. Like at the very least, like they can communicate in English. So like I don't know if it's just like they got better. It's just like these few people who are like elites and like that's why they can appear on TV and stuff like that. You know?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, I think like I've told you this story again and again, like a broken record. But the Hong Kong guy, I I face him in the I face him in the top. Okay, so it's for the third place decision match.
Oh, the third placement, yeah.
Yeah. And then I was asking him stuff in English. And then he was like he froze for a while and then like, oh, sorry, my Japanese is not good.
Yeah, I think you did mention that.
I mentioned it like 20,000 times. That's kind of like my favorite tournament story in a way. Like, oh.
My god. I mean, I think what's even funnier is that even though you haven't mentioned his name, but because it is the finals, like the name would have been recorded somewhere.
Shit.
So technically, like people can dig up this guy and just like laugh at him.
No.
I don't recommend doing that, but it's something that you can do.
No. I will look for it just to
No. I mean, you can
just
look
to
for it, but
apologize.
don't mention it. Don't mention it on here.
Yeah, no. But yeah, anyway, that guy, I'm sorry if people, please don't target them anyway. But yeah, yeah. So if people that come to your place because of this somehow, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I think like it's not. I mean, like it's just a matter of also like it's also like kind of like my gripe with like tournaments, kind of like the one in Utrecht, the Grand Open one, where they kind of like do the tournament like in the middle of like a really big festival.
Yeah.
That's so basically the Asia Championship is the same in the same setting as that Grand Open. So I guess like it's not really a matter of like my pronunciation. He didn't understand my pronunciation. It's just the hall was like really loud, so like he misunderstood like what and then yeah, as you can see, as you know, I mean like as you know, I speak like quite in a low volume usually. So like I guess that's just a matter of like he cannot hear like what I was saying because of that.
You just randomly got Nihongo Jozu.
Yeah. I was like, what? What do you mean Nihongo Josu? Iko siya berte basket. Yeah,
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
Yeah, that game. I mean, like, yeah, that's just a fun story. Just because I got the whiplash, it's not. Again, it's not a matter of this disability in any way. But yeah. That's also why maybe I kind of wanted to get back into Grand Archive in a way, kind of just so that I can meet more people from other cultures and do have more funny stories to tell. Well, like I think like the last time I kind of like okay, so I'm in Europe. I wouldn't have any problem, and then I became a judge, and then like okay, so I now I have to convey like the rules for several people that they speak some English, but they don't have enough good enough command of it because they interact mostly with their own people that speaks their own language. Like okay, so how do I put this like slowly? Because like I think I almost judge things wrongly for one of the Greek guys playing against. I forgot where his opponent came from because of course that day I was very underestimated. That's my first mistake, but like also like because of the kind of like language barrier, also I kind of like okay, so I kind of have to you kind of have to explain like these 10 steps and then can have to understand each 10 step individually and then just to make sure that I can explain it the way that both of these guys can understand. Because like I guess that the first conflict comes up from like okay, so the first guy kind of like want to do something, he explains it to his opponent, and then like his opponent kind of like did not catch that. So, like that's why I guess that they just call the judge just to make it clear to each other. Basically.
Fair enough, yeah.
In which yeah, I guess like that is kind of like a fair observation as well because like yeah, the judge are there to help you. So if you are not sure, don't try to. I mean, like you can rely on the judges to kind of like help to resolve your problem. So just to make sure that it is not just like a contest or like who is shouting louder, basically.
Yeah, a lot of them are very like nice people and very mature as well, if I may say.
Yeah, especially in Europe.
Yeah. Oh my god! But like talking about English though, like we're still making the Saga fan cast despite the fact we haven't re-talk about it for months. But it's just because we're obviously, and then like today I had to teach Rai and Andrea Ferrari about about like the English grammar.
Nice.
It's like, cause Raya's like, I don't see the difference here. Why is this different? And then I had to tell him why. Yeah, so basically one thing that like I don't know if it's because of the Italian language, but oh yeah, to be fair, it might be actually, yeah, because in my Spanish knowledge, they don't really have anything like that, like similar in their languages. But basically, you know like how like one of the effects will always go something like select one of your opponent's spirits that costs 6 or fewer, you know, something like that.
Yep.
You know, they always put an S in cost because they think that, you know, that requirement refers to the singular, you know, one off. But I had to tell them no, it actually refers to the pool of selections that you're making, which is, you know, like the multiple spirits that you're trying to make one target of. So that's why you don't add the S there. But like they somehow always did. Which is like I'm not complaining, just hilarious.
Yeah.
But like it's definitely something that they have to remember or else like it's gonna be up to Jeremy to keep making the change all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, the when you say it like that, it's like, oh my god, it's something that I mean, like I never actively like thought about that. So like I was like, I think like if I write it down and I have to reread it, I can probably intuitively know by now. But I never like actively like, yeah, this is wrong because of this.
Yeah, I had to think for a little bit how to explain as well, but I think it's simple enough to understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
I still remember my treat today.
Mm-mm.
Maneuver is probably the most ridiculous spelling I've ever seen in
I
the English
know,
language.
because you have to maneuver your brain through spelling the
Oh,
word
yeah, and I
maneuver.
also had to maneuver my brain to spell the word maneuver.
Mm.
The irony.
Yeah, I wonder if I should take the. Yeah, now that you mentioned like the saga project as well, I was like thinking, me should I like? Because like now, if we wanted to make anything like related to the original Battle Spirits, right? Like the biggest hurdle is always like how do we put like all these cards together, right? Because like we have 10,000 something, so it's not really a matter of like it's mostly a matter of labor, right? Like how do we put like this 10,000 information into the database and then like restructure them like the way we want it. That's probably also why like the Switch games they kind of like limited their card pools to like a quote unquote manageable amount.
I mean, the Switch games are a bit different because like a lot of them can, like the program cannot handle too many interactions as well. Yeah, which is like when people saying like, we want an online game for Battle Spirits. No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you honestly don't. I mean, look at crossover. They're not even
Well,
they're not even putting the whole game in there, so they're like too buggy as hell. Like I bet they haven't even fixed anything yet.
no, they kept on fixing it. I mean, like, the thing is, they fix it for you, not for the CPU. So, like for example, like one of the most visible bugs is if you play a zero contract and then you add then something on top of shark, basically his
On top of who?
shark,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
partner shark, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yep.
okay.
Uh,
I usually call it Shaq
shark, yeah, shark.
to like kind of differentiate a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So basically, if you use Shack and then you add in something on top of Shack, so basically you would lose his his like
Oh,
drop reduction. Yeah,
like
yeah. So that was on
the handless
version. If
card.
you buy the game and then you did not update it like at all, that will happen to you. If you update the game if you like properly update the game, then it will not happen to you anymore. But if you fight against this guy called Ayumu, in which he uses one of those effects, yeah, so he will still have to discard two for some reason.
That's
Because like
Hilarious.
there is that, and then also like, there's the WBS player. He like purposefully like always like discards 2 cards instead of like 1 WBS card. That was just cinema. That was just cinema.
The disgrace of Ayumu.
Yeah. Yeah, if I'm not wrong, Ayumu is playing a 0 contract, so that should check out.
He's not worth being an Ayumu. Disgrace.
Exactly.
Disappointment.
Exactly. So yeah, I guess it's kind of like if you wanted to play like multiplayer. Not everything of course, because like again it's kind of like also the problem is then in order to basically like make it work in a game, basically then you have to pretty much break down the card text into like actual actions, right? In which okay, so if you have like budget or budget when like with card of Vanguard it's kind of like okay, so it's kind of like the same like 25 actions being shuffled here and there, right? In a way.
Yeah.
Well, not to say that the game is that I mean like the game is beautiful because it's simple anyway. So like so in a way you kind of have this 25 actions being shuffled around, but like with the battle spirits you kind of have like 75 different actions. Sometimes they are duplicates of each other, a little bit different, but like they work like totally differently. But like anyway, you do have like totally 75 different actions, and which like one very complicated card could have like maybe like 7 or 8 of these actions in one single effect. And then like how do you break this down in like a time frame of like just 2 years, for example? Which is why I understand it's a challenge, but yeah, also Panda should have given them more money.
I mean, the thing is, like, if they can have bugs, like bugs because of effects in Pokemon, then they're not gonna fix battle spirits. Like, they're never gonna finish fixing battle spirits.
No,
if
no,
even
I mean, like
if
they have
even
like 14
even
updates and it's still not perfect.
I mean, if even a simple game, like in terms of game mechanics, anyway, you know, like Pokemon can get bugs because of some kind of effect, then you bet they're gonna get bugs in Battle Spirits.
Yeah.
Like, it's never ending.
Exactly. But yeah, also the other fun thing is that we are restarting the poll now. That's our standard. Like, might as well. Maybe is it time to? Well, I mean, I probably should not have said this too much and just started making it. But like anyway, I kind of have to make like my own like personal coding project just to code more stuff, right? Yeah, maybe it's a good time to use the current standard to kind of okay. Now in standard we have like 20 cards that was going to change anyway, so might be a good way to kind of like just start the thing and then see where it takes
What thing?
us.
Well, no way. What thing you talking about?
Yes. Well, at the very least, start the database seed first, right? Then I think like if we have like the database seed, then we can kind of like just build almost well, not almost, but like a lot of things like on top of that afterwards, right?
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose you can do that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a wiki nightmare though, because they're most likely gonna share names with all the cards.
Oh yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah. I guess in data with Wiki, it's going to be a little bit more complicated. With databases, kind of depends, I guess, because it's kind of like how we manage the data, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, like yeah, now we are getting a little bit too technical, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I just remember there's supposedly something that wants you to help fix with me, and I forgot about that.
Oh yeah. We kept on forgetting about that because like I think like the one time I finally have time, it's like no, I'm busy. It's like oh, okay, let's do this other time, and then like we both forgot.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a major thing, but it will help tremendously if it works. So
yeah, just hit me up. I'm your friendly neighborhood freelance consultant.
Freelance with no money earned.
Yes. Will work for exposure. Oh, fuck.
What the?
Will work for exposure. Yeah, my body was like rejecting the idea of like working for exposure. That's why it's like when I was about to utter the word exposure, it's just like nope, you don't.
No, burp.
No, you don't. Exactly.
No, you don't, burp.
Burp. Exactly. Also, I have been having like Unity installed on my computer from like a long time, and I still haven't done anything with it.
So, what actually was the problem with Unity? Or am I thinking about the same thing?
Oh wait.
Like, I think there was like some problem with Unity that like people didn't like, or was it another thing?
Yeah, Unity as in the game engine, yeah, there was a kind of like a problem, especially if you're like kind of an independent developer, because basically Unity is free, right? Free to use, I mean.
I see.
But of course, free to use doesn't always means that everything that you make with it is going to not cost you money. And I think like they basically changed management, and then like the way the new management kind of like brought their pricing, kind of like made it, well, not only made it, but not only made it sound, but like kind of like made it that even if you distribute your game for free, they can still charge you. Pretty much, if you distribute your game in for like people to download, basically.
I see.
But especially if you do it in like Steam and Epic Game Store, for example, then it's easier. It's just easier for them to keep track of. But like, yeah, if you distribute your game, then you can get charged for it, because like with Unity, you basically every installment of like Unity games kind of like come with kind of like a piece of Unity in it. So that's how they can kind of like tell that, okay, so this guy is running a game that is made with Unity, made by this guy that has the license by the name of this one. So we're going to charge the installation fee and everything to this guy.
Damn.
Yeah. I think they kind of backtrack that statement, and yeah, basically, I don't know how the pricing at the moment, but I guess yeah, just to kind of like do like a personal project, and I guess it's still one of the big ones. So that's also like the big part. If you wanted to learn programming, it's not always like trying to get the easiest, but also like the most important is like getting like the most popular one. Is actually programming is like one of the field where you actually like getting the most popular one actually is the threat, because then even if you are confused, then it's easier for you to like find solutions for it, basically. And also like easy is kind of like a slippery slope if you want to learn programming, because like what does easy mean? Because like easy can mean a lot of people things for like lots of people, right? Like technically lots of people thinks that Python is easy because like they don't have like all the fluff of that the other programming languages. And then but I think like the one that will make Python the easiest language to learn is because Python is like now really popular. So like if you wanted to learn Python, then you can find like lots of resources to learn Python with. And if you have any problems, then there should be someone who have faced that before you. So that's why Python is a very good entry level language. But is it easy? Not necessarily. Also, like one of the other factors is how close the language is to like human language, right? Because you have assembly, you have like a basically like what is one, guess like even assembly is one of like the lower ones. Because like in programming languages, we define like low level to high level is basically depends on like how close it is to human languages. Like something like assembly is something that is considered low level because it was supposed the language is supposed to be understood by machine.
Yeah.
And something like Visual Basic or like Java, it was supposed to be meant to be understood by humans. That is why it is considered a high level language. But there is also like somewhere in between, kind of like C, C++. It's kind of like, okay, so this was meant to be translated easily into machine language, but still understandable enough for humans.
Okay.
Yeah. And then what else? Like, yeah, then there's a lot of things that, okay, so like it's easier to start probably because like there are languages that allows you to kind of like do a drag and drop. So like basically, like programming sounds really complicated, lots of syntax, but like everything boils down to just statements, loops, conditions, and operations, right? So like basically statement is just, okay, so like do A. Condition is just if A then B or do C. Like that's pretty much it. And then loop, loop is just loop. So like you do this for until this or like for this amount of times. And then the last time is operation. It's just mathematical operation. So it's just A plus B, A times B, and so on and so on. So like basically, if you understand this four, then you can kind of like, then this should be your building blocks to kind of like solve any problem. And then everything on top of that is kind of like, how do I put this? Kind of like it is more into like how you optimize the code rather than how you solve the problem itself. Because then there are theoretical solutions that, okay, so this should work, but like, okay, so how would the machine actually handles that? That's also why like some like higher level languages, when they are translated to machine languages, they are going to be like way slower. Because then it is too complicated at that point. It is understandable to you, but too complicated for the machine, basically. Yeah, so there are languages like that, kind of like RPG Maker, for example. Like if you don't put anything fancy, you just wanted to have kind of like a way to kind of like bring your story to life, then you can just like press anywhere on the map, you create an event, and then you just choose from a list of like 25 actions that they have preset for you, and then within this 25 presets, then you just fill in like some forms, and then you can make like an RPG event by yourself, basically. But of course, then the problem is that, okay, so you can learn this easily, you can start right away, but then usually the problem is that because a lot of things has been hidden from you, like how does typing this like translate into this like is kind of like hidden from you, then it's kind of like hard to translate this skill, the particular skill of like using the scripting in RPG Maker, for example, to kind of like use other programming languages, in which why usually when you started to choose your programming languages, then if you can, usually like they kind of like suggest you to kind of like choose something that is in the middle, right? So kind of like C, kind of, then since you are like kind of like getting something that is basic enough but you can still understand, then when you go to like more higher level languages, then you can kind of like use the concepts that you learn in this language to other languages.
I see.
Yeah. Also like technically.
So,
oh yeah, no. Technically also like lots of languages are built on C, so yeah, that's also another factor. But like yeah, for the most part these days, JavaScript, Python is a good enough like entry point, basically.
So how do people actually create computer languages? Is it just like so it's just like they want a function and then they just put it in their desired ways, kind of thing. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. So the very basic thing is how like a computer works. It's basically just the 0 and 1. It's like basically you either pass an electricity towards the circuit or not. It's just a 1 0, and then you basically have the binary language. Yeah, and then
The what language?
the binary.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then from binary, then you can basically binary you then don't translate just one single signal. You translate several signals. So like for example, then if you do like a 16-bit programming, then you translate like one action based on like not just one signal but like 16 different signals. Because like I think from like because like it works into like how do I put this? It's like so with binary, if you have like a 4-digit binary, then if you have like 000, it's 1, right? It's basically like you can translate into A, for example. And if you have 0001, then it's B. And then, for example, like if you add another one, so it's a 0010, then it's a C, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you progress by 1. So because it's like 0, 1, 2, 3, and then you
So
and
basically
then 4
make them progress by like like a higher number.
Yes.
And then that would translate to the order of the alphabets. Yeah.
Yep, that's one of the example. Then you can kind of encapsulate this into like languages that are more instructive, kind of like assembly, which would have
which basically depends on how you want to label the operation. Yes.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. That's pretty much yes. Because like kind of then even if you do operation, then you basically send a signal for like you want to do 2 plus 2 equals something. Then basically how you can do it is you basically send a signal to save the number 2, and then you send the signal to kind of like, okay, so into this number 2 we are going to do the operation addition. And then you send another number that is supposed to be added to that the first number, and then you add another command to basically like retain the current number that is being stored right now. So that's we have to oversimplify. That's kind of like how it works, and then basically we just encapsulate this further, and then that's how if you do a function of like add colon 2.2 closing colon semicolon. No, it's like bracket 2.2 2.2 closing bracket semicolon. Then it becomes like 4. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that's
so what actually is bits? So I always heard of like 16-bit, 32-bit.
Yep.
So what exactly is bit?
Bits is that basically since I didn't learn computer engineering, I feel like kind of like one of the philosophical thought that I have today is like kind of like at some point we just stop like bothering with computer engineering and we just advance computer science way too fast. But anyway, like the bits is basically how we store the data, right? Again, like that binary thing. Because like basically like the physical electronics that saves our data will still be basically like storing it that way, right? So 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. And like some storage is like better at like saving this permanently. That's why we have the RAM, which is not as permanent. So like basically if you power them off, then they will lose like everything that they have inside, because they basically rely on electricity to store things.
They lose their cookies.
Yeah. So yeah, basically the longer the bits, then the higher, then the more variety of like data that can be stored in that one single X bit kind of like unit, right? So for example, like the lowest hanging, probably the simplest one is like why like programmers will like call numbers as integers. So integers is like the most common data type for like numbers. And if I'm not wrong, the C integer is I need to look at Google because I did not remember this correctly. So like normally n will be like 2 bytes, which is like 16-bit, right? So like because 1 byte is 8-bit.
Okay.
So then so 2 to the power of 8 is 2 to the power of 8 is 22, 5, 6. 2 to the power of 16 is 65,000. Okay. Okay. So then that is why. So the word integer means that it can store any number from minus 32,767 minus 32,768 to 32,767. Goshing is hard, but yeah.
That sounds like a very specific number.
Yeah, because we have 16-bit, right? So you can put any variations that is up to the 2 to the power of 16, which is 65 and 536 variations. So why do we are missing a number then? Because like if you notice that the lower the bottom end reach like minus 668 minus 68, but like the upper end is like only 267, like on the back, because you have 0 as well. Basically.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like I get it, and then I also don't get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically. Yeah. Basically, now with 16-bit system, then with 16-bit system, you can store any any symbols from like 2 to the power of 16, basically. Yeah. So the bigger, the bigger the bits, the bit counts, and the bigger the data that you can, the variation of data that you can store. But of course, there's always a matter of like, to what point is it do you need this? Because for example, again, like if you go to the database, you try to set like the data type for like the cost of the cards, for example. Like the cost of the cards are not at the moment, it's not going to even exceed 100, right? It's like you don't need to. That's like the thing with integers, they kind of like books they kind of like book part of the memory of like a storage. It's like no matter how many data you have in it, it will hog up like all those 65,000 bits of data. So if you only are going to save up to like 100, for example, then you don't have to hog like all 65,000, right? Like you can just like any type that is like smaller that can still accommodate your data to some extent.
I see.
Yeah. So there's that. And yeah, I mean like then if that still doesn't work for you, then yeah, we'll figure something out. We'll probably like take another variable and then like just, for example, it's like if you wanted to go to like 18,000, for example, then you just have like another small integer that has like the number like 3 up to 3, basically. Then basically you just multiply these two numbers together, kind of things. Then the maximum becomes like 20,000 actually, but 20,000 something. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Lots of mathematics. That's what I didn't expect, and that's what I should have learned more in university during my bachelor's. Yeah. It's like, now
I want to learn more.
Yeah. I've taken more mathematics. Well, I can't do anything about it. My course in university for my bachelor's are fixed from the beginning. I cannot take more or less like classes than they told me to. Like I have like one single chance to choose an electives, and there's no way to take like multiple of the electives. So like I can only take one.
Damn.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. There's that. And then I went to my master's, and then like, okay, you have 8 electives, choose just 2. How?
Damn. That's crazy.
Exactly. Although like to be fair, like 3 of them is like, yep, so this is how you write your thesis. I was like, yeah.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
Nuh-uh. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, nuh-uh.
Yeah, those ones are like kind of useless. Yeah.
Exactly. Kind of wish I kind of took at least one of them too. I was kind of like struggling when I was writing my thesis because at that point I was like writing some papers, but like paper is just like, yeah, maybe like 10 pages long at most, right? So it's like, okay, so now it's 30 pages minimum. So I was like, what do I need to, what portion do I need to write like on top of this? So yeah, that was my struggle actually when I wrote my thesis. Also because like kind of it's also kind of like an applied science thesis, right? So there's not much theory that I can put inside just to pad things up. Like most of them are like, okay, so this is the theory that I'm working with, this is the experiment that I'm going to do, and these are the results. So I'm like, oh, what do I put in between? Because like this is practical stuff, so it's not like we're talking about like very very theoretical stuff. Like there's no really new theory. It's just like, okay, so we have this theory, this theory, this theory. Then I made this hypothesis, and then we are going to provide this hypothesis is real. It's about it. So like you cannot really put too much fluff into it, and or else it will be too theoretical. Wouldn't be practical thesis anymore. So like yeah, that's kind of the struggle there. I don't know how I was able to like. Oh yeah, so there's a fun now that we are talking about my thesis. So the thing about my bachelor thesis, there's a print shop like below my dorm, but like it just because it was my university's dorm doesn't mean that it's going to be like subsidized for like the students or anything, right? If anything, they kind of have to pay like a lot just to rent that spot in like in the dorm. Like kind of have to amp up their price. And then basically we were halfway through printing this 100 something pages thesis that me and my 2 friends wrote. So like okay, so we have like this 200 pages also because we made a game for our practical basically like for our practical finals. So we made a game and then we have to include like the game design documents as well as kind of like an appendix. So that's also the part one why like my thesis is like very thick. And then yeah, basically we were halfway through printing, and then turns out either me or them like or like both of us like made a mistake, and then like okay fuck, so like this half is now unusable, and they still charge me for it, and then they don't. Although I printed like 100 pages, they don't give me any discount. So like, yeah, that hurts a lot. Like I have to pay like the equivalent of $50. But
what?
Yeah. Yeah. So and in Indonesia, by the way, in 2015.
Oh my god.
Like $15 like goes like way longer. It's like at that time it will be like 8 steak dinners. To put it into perspective, like how much things you can buy with it. You can buy like steak dinners for like 8 people.
Bruh.
Yeah. I was like, and then I was like, my friend was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, what the fuck did they just do? Of course, we split the cost by 3, but like, still, sorry guys. I bet like we did get some money from the government because we submitted our research, so we got some stipendium. But like, okay, so we basically burned our stipendium to print this thesis that we didn't use. And then we go, and then I was like, fuck it. I was like, at that time I was like, okay, so this is just because we needed like kind of like as soon as possible. So I was like, yep, let's just do it in my uni, so like in my dorm, so like we can just get it like out of the way like soon. And then like turns out, I think like we used the wrong paper or something. Like the paper that we used to print it was not up to the university standard. I was like, and then like okay, so then I went to a printing place like near the uni, and then we print everything correctly, and then we bound the book, and then with the binding, it cost like a third of like what I paid into to that print shop. So I was like, oh my god. I was like, yeah, that I'm not going to live through that. That's also why like when I was printing my master thesis, I was like dreading it to the bone. I was like, what the I never printed anything like physically in Germany, so like and then like more than like 3 sheets, so like if I print proxy like 4, 5 sheets, 8 sheets, it's still like okay, right? But like not like 50 sheets of paper with binding. That's like I found like a place that is near like one of the university in Duisburg. They were quite pricey, but like okay, I mean like they're near the university, so should be the one that they can like help you with like the student stuff, right? And I think like they do have some questions, and then like because I needed to answer these questions, like by the time I am ready to print, they were like, sorry, but it's my shift's already over. I was like, it's 8. I mean like I think they close at 8, and that was like 7:45, so I was like, well, I mean yeah, I know it's literally close to closing time, but like can you at least like accept the data and then I can pick it up like the next day? She was like, nope. I was like, okay, fine.
That's crazy.
And then like I found out that like because like yeah, this is going to take a long time, blah blah, and then I was like, okay, fine. And I went home, and then I found another print shop that turns out was not too far away. It's like 2 stops from the main station, but like not too close to the university. And then I was like, so how much did it cost there? It's like it's not like significantly cheaper. It's like but it's still like yeah, I mean like still quite significant. I think it's like 20% cheaper. And then I was like, I handed the data to them, and I was like, okay, so should I take this like tomorrow? And then they were like, no, you can take this in 2 hours. I was like, I can take this in 2 hours. So like, this could have been done for like if that other shop would have done this like yesterday. So yeah, it's like damn. I was like, okay then. I just handed him the money. I went to the like there's like a kind of like a Chinese owned like ramen restaurant like straight across the right across the street. The ramen is not in any way that much good, but I was like, fuck it, I want to celebrate with something. So I think I just chose like the rice and stir fried chicken or something, and then I bought their boba, and then like also like the fun part about this particular restaurant, if you buy the boba to drink in store, they will serve it in a they will serve it in a glass. Yeah, they're like a glass.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, wow, this smells very extra. This smells very extra for a snack, but okay, fine.
Oh my god, that reminds me how back in Hong Kong, I was like kind of wandering with my British friend, and then we found like a tea shop, not exactly boba. Like it has boba, but it's not the main thing. And then like it was doing a discount. It was less than €4 for 2 drinks. Oh, that was so good. I love it. It was pretty good as well. So my friend kind of like chose the wrong thing. Like he didn't really like it at the end, but like he forced himself to finish it because
might as well.
Yeah, might as well.
Oh yeah, that reminds me that I need to bring you to that new. I think it's still fairly new. Hand pulled noodle restaurant.
Oh, hand pulled noodles.
Yeah,
oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, and they were like, yeah, I mean like I really appreciate like Chinese owners like opening restaurant that is actually Chinese.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I kind of know which one you're talking about. Yeah. Well, which kind? I mean.
Hopefully. Yeah, I can send you the menu later. So because like also like yeah, the one that I feel like really happy about is like they are like way cheaper than ramen. Like even the Chinese owned ramen store. Well, it's just €1 cheaper, but it's still like, ooh, this
mean,
only like 11. It's like
honestly, that's still quite a lot.
yeah, it's
Oh
like
my
only
God.
€11 instead of like 12. It's like oh, revolutionary pricing.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Don't even remind me. Like, you know, like the loaf of bread here in the UK, the cheapest one I used to get is like 50p.
Mm-mm.
I went away for 1 month. I
Mm-mm.
came back, it became 75.
Oh my God, it's like five. Oh my God, that's the baddest of inflation.
Yeah, it's like, well, fuck you, Britain.
Guess I'll starve now.
Yeah. Imagine being 25 pence
Yeah.
more expensive. Oh my God, I can't afford that now. I cannot have bread now.
I know, right?
Not my bread, not my loaf of bread.
Which
Ooh,
reminds me,
whole
like,
wheat as well.
exactly. Oh, whole wheat. No, not the whole wheat. That's the healthy stuff.
Yeah, that's the healthy stuff.
You know, like after last night, I was offering you to buy you pizza, right? And then I was like, okay, so like now that everything within your vicinity is closed, like I need to get pizza for my own, I guess. And then I was like, I was like scrolling through Uber Eats, and then like, okay, so if I wanted to buy pizza, then I have to probably pay like €3 extra, so like €2 for delivery, and then like €1 for marketplace fee. So I was like, do I want to spend this
Marketplace fee.
marketplace fee? Yeah.
What the hell is that?
So basically, it's a fee to use the service, which they you previously charged only to the seller, now they charge to both party basically.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, because like I mean, like it's in the end, it's just a middleman service, right? It's just make it easier for the restaurant to kind of like have a have a delivery system in a way. So like
Yeah, but if
yeah, I mean like
if they charge the customer as well, wouldn't that just make
yeah,
them?
exactly. No, I mean like I was just trying to kind of like okay, so I mean like I understand that there's a fee, but like yeah, I mean like at that point like the more you I say that myself, like it should be something that is charged to the seller and not us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I swear to God, I do not understand businessmen.
Yeah, I mean like
Like either there's something that we cannot see in terms of calculations, or like they're actually fucking dumb.
yeah. I mean like even if you wanted to, I guess like they kind of were supposed to kind of like, how do I put this? Because like in our side there's payment processing as a fee, and then there's you have to pay the driver as well. So I guess they kind of like I think I remember somewhere that kind of like why they split this fees.
So it's kind of like they make you pay the driver now as well, kind of thing.
Yeah, in some senses it kind of like they kind of like make it upfront. So like okay, so it kind of like okay, so like like if you drive from like half the town away, like this should not be free. But
I
like
mean, you know what?
yeah,
You know what? That's fair. I'll give them that.
yeah. But I think like also like why they split it this way is I think like there's a psychological tactic to it. Kind of like just to, because like this was supposed to be like all things that you need to pay is mostly related to the delivery, right? So like then okay, so then it's kind of fair that okay, so if you buy more, then maybe you should pay more because like the driver needs to prepare more stuff, and probably if they do like bicycle or like like bicycle delivery, then they will have to carry like heavier stuff, right? Yeah, that's kind of fair in a way. But
Yeah.
the tactic here is like if they put everything into delivery fee, then something that was supposed to be like, let's say €2 delivery fee would looks like it's like €4 delivery fee. In which like okay, so then you see like the €4 delivery fee, and then you don't want to order anymore. So which is why they split these fees. So like in Indonesia, like some services can be so egregious that you will be paying like 5 different fees but like each piece will be like very small. Consider like relatively speaking very small. But like if you combine everything together, it could be like 10% of like or 10% or 20% of like what you pay for like the product.
My God.
Yeah. So it's in which like okay. So now at this point, I feel like I am more willing to pay if you put everything into like delivery fee, because like then I can understand that okay, so like delivering this requires manpower, blah blah. So like okay, so I can understand that I need to pay for this. So it's just a matter of like okay, is this delivery fee going to be the deal breaker or not for me? If it's not going to be a deal breaker, then I'm going to pay it. If it's a deal breaker, then I'm just not going to pay it, right? Yeah, but like they are doing this so that okay, so I feel like the delivery fee is not that high. This fee is not that high. This fee is not that high. But like once you have like 5, then it's just not going to work.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be hard to balance things because like yeah, Uber kind of like starts everything with like making everything free. So now that they kind of like show us like what it costed them to kind of like bring it to us for free. Yeah, what they have given us to us for free, it's like okay, so like now you want money. Which yeah, to be fair, it's still a business. It has operational costs, but like it's like can you not introduce this a little bit more softly? Like make me understand. Like speak to me as if I'm 5. Like why do I need to pay all this in separate forms? That's like the thing that I don't like about the marketplace fee is it's just the beginning. It's going to be eventually kind of like the one in Indonesia. It's going to be delivery fee, marketplace fee, payment processing fee, and then something fee. And then just because you already paid 4 fee, why not put a 5th fee?
Well, I mean, I suppose like there must be a limit, right? Because like if people are paying too much for delivery fee, then people are just not gonna order delivery.
Yeah.
Which, ironically, would be a good thing actually.
Exactly. Because like
go from home.
Yeah. Because like this delivery should be a luxury in a way. Why have no people like kind of like think of doing this like manually without applications previously, right? Like if the business model is like can work, like we will have it first by mail and then by phone, right? And then eventually, naturally, it's going to evolve into like a website and then an app, right? But like before Uber, like there's no this kind of service is like mostly private, right? It's just like taxi company doing their own calculations and then giving it to you. There's no like a third party company that is like okay, so they don't have their own like taxi and everything. They don't own anything, but like they just have like a separate member of staff that is like doing something that the taxi company is already doing, but they also need to charge money because they need to pay all these people that they hire.
Yeah. And then like you can just go back to like the original thing of just call the restaurant.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
I actually for 1 second I forgot you can do that.
Exactly. That's like even one of my favorite pizza place that I always got from like Livrando and everything. Every time because like they deliver everything by themselves, right? Like every time they deliver my pizza that I ordered from like any apps, they will give me like a very big flyer, and then the driver will very explicitly say, "Yep, next time please just call us or like order from our website." Yeah, because everything is going to be cheaper. We have promotions there, so you don't have to go through Uber. It's okay, fine. You got bad promotions, most man.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose like when it comes to like using apps, it's like they're paying for advertisement basically.
Yes.
Because like it's easier to find them kind of thing. But like once you get to know them, then like it's better to just call them.
Exactly. That's like they are going to pay these drivers anyway.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like it kind of works in
might as well give you the easier way, so you can call them more often.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like even with my like the fried chicken that I just had, like I'm still not sure if they do delivery. I still haven't had the courage to ask because I was like I never had the need nor like enough grit to kind of like eat more than like half a fried chicken. Like so I was like okay, so the
half. Oh wait, when you
fried
say fry, do you mean like actually just fry or it's like deep fry?
it's a deep fried chicken, and then
Half a deep fried chicken.
yeah, so it's a half a chicken deep fried. As in because it's like one breast, well, one upper thigh, one thigh, and then one wing, right? So it's a 4 piece that is worth half the chicken, pretty much.
Oh, that's how they do
Yeah.
it. Like I'm literally imagining like half a chicken just dumped into oil.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, I guess that wouldn't work. Yeah.
Yeah. I think like in Japan there's like in Hokkaido, I think like there's a restaurant that actually did that.
Oh god.
Yeah. So basically they just cut the chicken in half, batter it, and then fry it.
Damn.
Yeah. That sounds fire though. We really need to save up money so we can go to those places and eat the yummy stuff.
True. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes I feel like living in Germany. I feel like kind of like ungrateful sometimes because like, and this kind of feels like kind of like a first world problem because I am surrounded by food, but I feel like I am always like one step away from like the food that I actually wanted to eat.
The grass on the other side is always greener.
Exactly. Because I don't, yeah, it feels like kind of like okay, so I kind of wanted to eat this, but like there's no cheap version of it, or like I have to drive like maybe 15 minutes away from here. So it's like okay. Or like I have to, like I had the craving at like even in the evening, and then like okay, so the restaurant closes like 5 hours ago. So I was like yeah, this should have came earlier. But yeah, that's what it is. But you know what can come earlier? Your message, comments, questions, requests to our email at therefreshsteppodcast@gmail.com or to the comments below. Because, as always, we will be happy to be answering your questions because we barely get any. So, to be sending them to fire them right now. So, you can ask us anything, pretty much anything. With some exceptions.
Except for credit card numbers, yes.
Yeah, with a lot of exceptions. I can give you the number of my credit card that I already canceled. If I have them. If I still have them somewhere. Ah, yes. Or like my mom used to say that to stop your credit card is basically to cut your credit card, and I think like at some point she actually like just like basically like cut her cards so that it cannot be misused.
Oh yeah, my mom does that as well. Yeah, my mom does even better. She doesn't she doesn't only cut it in half. She cut it in 4 pieces.
Oh.
Yeah, because like if you cut it in half, you can actually still use it.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, like it depends on like. Oh wait, actually no, my mom does it better now. She cuts the chip in half.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
like small
yeah,
thing.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like because like even if you cut it in half, the thing is that you can actually insert it into a machine. Like my friend tried it before. Like his debit card was snapped in half, but like he needed money that day, and he literally stuffed both pieces into the ATM machine, and it worked.
Oh my god!
And then he got both pieces out as well.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, like my old credit card was like Batman theme, so I could have cut out like the Batman logo out of it and have a nice memorabilia of like, yep, I used to have like lots of that. I cannot be turns out I cannot be trusted with money. But yeah, before I overshare, I guess that has been everything that we can share for this week. We will be back next week with our bi-weekly Fellow Spirits card of the day review. And yeah,
you sound very disinterested.
yeah, because but you should be interested because we'll finally get all the cards from the new BS73 Ayumu, I guess. Yippee. And then I guess we will start to get the cards from like the new draft booster as well. So that's something that to look forward to if you like Battle Spirit Brave and is looking forward to the Return of the Collection, Said No One Ever.
I was about to say that, yeah.
Exactly. And yeah, if you're Indonesian, yeah, I guess we just celebrated our 80th anniversary. 80th Independence Day celebration. Not the best year to celebrate this, but yeah, I guess we'll just have to look forward to the future, I guess. But yeah, I guess that has been everything that we can share for this week. We hope that you guys have a nice week going forward, and we'll see you all in the next turn. Bye bye.
Bye bye.